Hello, everybody. This is Aqua Noel. I'm back to do the review for Lizzo. Watch out for the big girls, episode 5 and 6. I just rewatched episode 5. I did not rewatch episode 6. So episode 5 is fresh in my mind. Episode 6 will go based off my notes. So let's jump into it. The episode opens up with a message from Lizzo to the girls. And this episode, the challenge is to show their on stage persona, that inner bad bitch. Excuse me. So, for this challenge, the girls will meet with Lizzo's glam squad to create their looks. Lizzo's stylist is Jason. Her makeup artist is Alex, and Shelby is her hairstylist. So after the girls find out what their challenge is, the girls go and discuss the challenge. And while Ashley is speaking, Jasmine cuts her off multiple times. And in the confessional, Ashley says, I love her, but sometimes Jasmine's energy is a little bit off. Certain times it seems like she can be very attention seeking, or maybe she needs a little bit more love than others. We all have some stuff to work on, some more than others. And as they're talking, having a conversation, every time Jasmine cuts Ashley off, the girls are looking at her like she crazy. And for the life of me, I don't understand why Jasmine can't read the room. My girl, why can't you read the room? Why couldn't you read the room? It makes absolutely no sense. So Lizzo wants to see the girl's persona because she's all about being an individual and owning who you are. Now, each girl has a different type of persona. I'm not going to go through all the girls, but I will go over the ones I remember. Isabel, she is more of a K-pop type girl. So what she wore was kind of like fairy-ish, if you will. She had on like this purple dress, like this bomb necklace. She got her hair colored purple and pink. Um Kiara, baby. Kiara looks so good. Kiara went for more of a little Kim type look. She did the green hair with the black lipstick and the green shades with the um long mink coat and the fishnet stockings and the glittery bodysuit. Baby, she looks so good. Jasmine did a bodysuit with the same type of coat like Kiara, and hers was like a leopard print. Moesha, um the team had a conversation, well, the stylist had a conversation with Moesha about her look. And basically Moesha is she's the more out there type of girl. And when I say the more out there type of girl, when it comes to her looks, it's as if Nicki Minaj and Lady Gaga had a baby. Picture it. Picture the looks that they would wear if Nicki Minaj when she first came out and Lady Gaga when she was first out, if they meshed together and had a baby. That is Moesha's style. But the stylist, Jason, when he was talking to Moesha, he said everybody's so used to seeing you with the wow factor. You can still have a wow factor about you, but let's try something more simple. And Moesha starts to get a little anxious about it. And I was sitting here, and as I was watching, I was thinking, um, she's an extrovert. And extroverted people are usually like, wow, out there in your face type of thing. But I was thinking, is her style something that, is it a layer that she puts on to protect herself from something else? Or is it something that she uses so that people notice her when she walks into a room? Because even Lady Gaga and Nicki Minaj are neutral sometimes. They don't have to give you that wow all the time. Sometimes they rest in simplicity. So it made me think, um when it came to Moesha, like, why is it so important for you to give this wow factor every time you step out? So I was wondering if it was something like a protective layer that she unintentionally uses, or if this is just truly who she is as a person. Ariana. Ariana comes out in this leather full bodysuit, and it's giving sexy cop to me. And she looked beautiful. I like that she decided to straighten her hair, but when it comes to like performances, if they're going to do straight hair for more natural girls, they're probably going to have to use wigs for it to look nice after the performance. Uh, who else's look do I want to talk about? I did love the pink that Jayla had on. Um, I like the orange Sydney had on. Ashley, Ashley did a poison ivy type thing, but she did a green bodysuit with the cape, and it was beautiful. Asia. Asia did Asia gave me a little bit of a Lil Kim type of vibe. Maybe like a Lil Kim mixed with Faith Evans a little bit, or Lil Kim mixed with Mary J. Blige, a little Tony Braxton. She did a short blonde haircut. She did a blue bodysuit type deal with some very nice glasses, and they look expensive. Like Scissor said, "Ooh, you look expensive." I'm trying to remember. Am I missing somebody? I did Jasmine, Kiera, Jayla, Ashley. Um, who else? Who else's look? Um, those are all the looks I remember. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about Crystal's visit to the house. So the girls are eating dinner, and Crystal comes for a visit. And she says rehearsals are 6 days a week, 6 to 9 hours a day, I believe. But I want to say maybe it was longer than 6 to 9 hours. Um, she asked the girls how things were going in the house. And she asked things like, basically, are they getting along? Um, how the challenges are going, how they're adjusting to being in a house with the different personalities. And Ashley speaks up, and she mentions how she's learning how to speak up for herself from being in the house because of the situation that happened with Jasmine. And after Crystal leaves, Jasmine says that she felt some type of way about Ashley mentioning what occurred in the house. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, Jasmine, she literally asked how things were going in the house. She didn't, it's not like Ashley made the story up. It's something that actually happened. So for you to feel some type of way about her bringing it up when she was literally asked about things going on in the house makes absolutely no sense to me, unless you were feeling some type of way because it made you look bad. That's all I that's basically all I got from her feeling some type of way. It made her look bad. And then she goes on to say she feels misunderstood by the girls. It's not that you're misunderstood by the girls, it's that you don't know how to read a room, and you have some growing to do when it comes to dealing with people. Just because you're a New Yorker and you say they're very straightforward, that doesn't mean that this is going to work everywhere that you go. You got to learn how to read the room. You got to learn how to adjust to your surroundings and figure out what the flow is, what the vibe is, and then you build from off that and you figure out how you need to present yourself. But it's not that you misunderstood. You just don't know how to you don't know how to read the room. You don't know how to adjust to your surroundings. And that's a big issue. And y'all will find out why. So the girls they show their looks off to Charlene, SZA, and Lizzo, and then they do the choreography for Truth Hurts. And Jayla falls off the stage. Now Jayla is a real professional. She's a true dancer. Jayla, once she was able to get her behind up, Jayla hopped back on the stage and she did the rest of the choreography full out. That's a real athlete, a real dancer, a real professional. Because some people they would have just felt played and they would have laid there. I've seen people do it before. I've seen people do it at football games when they get shook up or hit. They'll just lay there and act like they hurt. But Jayla said, not I, said the cat, and she got up and she kept going. Lizzo, after they dance, Lizzo asks, is Jayla okay? And Jayla says she's fine, but she wants Jayla to get checked out by the medic. And when the medic is speaking to Jayla, he asked her about her pain level, and she said her pain level was at a 6. And then he asked if something else hurts, and she said, other than my ego, no. And I felt her on that, because it's hard to feel like it's ooh, it just hits you hard when you done got all dressed up and you feel like, oh, I'm killing it, and then you fall or embarrass yourself. That's a lot to deal with mentally, because you already thought you was that girl, and then to hit the floor in front of a whole bunch of people or on camera, sheesh, it's a lot. It's a lot. So we move on to the awards. And no, let me go back before we get to the awards. So Lizzo talks to all the individual girls, and Jasmine is talking to Lizzo about her look. And here's where Jasmine goes wrong. She starts overdoing it by telling Lizzo that she's had problems with, ever since she first got in the house, she's had problems with the girls, with some of the girls. And Lizzo was like, well, how many? And Jasmine's like, oh, just a few. And really and truly, Asia in her confessional was thinking what I was thinking. You didn't have to do all that. You didn't have to do all that. And it just shows how much growth that she has to do, because it didn't even have to go that far. She didn't even have to say all that. She just could have talked about her look and how she feels like a it matches her dancing. It makes her feel like a fierce dancer. But she did it. Y'all gonna see. Anyway, awards. The person who gets that Juice Award is Moesha. The person who gets the 100% that bitch award is Kiera. And what comes along with getting that award this episode is a trip to the New York Fashion Week, a shopping spree, and looks from a stylist and fashion designer. Now, after all the awards are given out, Lizzo goes back to talking to Jasmine. And she tells Jasmine that she's concerned that she's getting into it with the other girls. And she told her one of the rules I gave was no toxicity. And Jasmine says, but Lizzo, I haven't been coming with toxicity. And Lizzo corrects her and is like, baby, yes, you have. Like several people, and Lizzo says several people have come back and told me that you've been getting into it with the girls. And when we see Jasmine in her confessionals, she realizes that she self-sabotaged herself in front of Lizzo. And Jasmine gets sent home. Which, when I first watched the episode, was unexpected, just a tad bit, but I had a feeling that it was going to come, because you the only one getting into it with everybody, and it's not, and you feel like it's not you. Something is wrong. Something's wrong. But Lizzo says she has eyes and ears everywhere when it comes to the house. So it wasn't just the girls' conversation with Crystal. It was probably people from the camera crew, choreographers, and other people around the girls who have witnessed this go on and went back and told Lizzo, as they should, because she told them this is still a competition. And Jayla said, basically, we're still auditioning to be you know, go on tour and be a big girl and to hit that Bonnaroo stage. And Lizzo's main thing was all her girls need to get along. It needs to be a sisterhood. She doesn't need to worry about, are my girls getting along on a tour bus? Are my girls getting along on a road? Can they handle themselves in certain situations? And like I said, Jasmine just self-sabotage. And I mean, you kind of saw it coming. So now, based on my notes, I will move on to episode 6. I did not rewatch that episode, so this is probably going to be a short review based on my notes from episode 6. So the episode opens up with the girls talking about Jasmine going home. and they are kind of shook because they feel like no one is safe to stay if they aren't improving or following the house rules, which is accurate. You're not safe if you're not doing what Lizzo asked you to do. If you're not improving, if you're not growing, if you're not following them house rules, you can get cut, sent home, whatever you want to call it. Jayla is injured, and I felt like she was injured when she told Lizzo in the last episode that she felt like she pulled something from between her knee and her thigh. The challenge this week is performing under different elements. Sometimes it may be a little, windy. Sometimes the stage might be small. Sometimes they may use water, or um it might rain, or whatever the case may be. They need to learn how to adjust and dance with different elements. So Lizzo says that she works hard when it comes to dancing, and she works hard in general, and she works so hard that sometimes she could blow her back out. But Lizzo, sis, were you working hard when you blew your back out, or were you getting worked when your back got blown out? Let us know. This episode, Lizzo does stop by and hangs out with the girls, and it's really because these are potentially the girls that are going to go on to be her big girls, and she's going to be on tour with them. So it only makes sense for her to hang around them and to get to know them and to gain a relationship with them because of this fact. Now, Lizzo goes ahead and she gives out awards again. And this is after the performance with the different elements. And the different element this time was it was like basically stairs in on top of the stage. So it's kind of like a mount type piece. I don't know what you would call it. But the girls had to dance on that and continue to move throughout the performance. And it was really small, so they had to learn how to adjust when it came to dancing. Now, the person who gets the 100% that bitch award this time is Ashley. The person that gets the juice award this time is Lizzo decides to give it to everybody. Now, after they do the dance number, Isabel, Charity, Jayla, and Moesha are asked to stay after the performance by Tanisha Scott. And Tanisha asks the girls to do the choreography again. She asked them to do it like 3 or 4 times. And Jayla is upset. The other girls are concerned when when Isabel, Jayla, Charity, and Moesha are asked to stay behind. Now, the episode ends after Lizzo asks if Tanisha thinks some of the girls are not ready for the stage. And this is while Isabel, Jayla, Charity, and Moesha are still standing out there. And Tanisha says yes. which is kind of heartbreaking, y'all, because I was rooting for them. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do episode 7 too, because not a whole lot happened with episode 7 based on my notes. But let's go ahead and jump into episode 7. So episode 7 starts where it left off, where episode 6 left off, where Lizzo asks Tanisha Scott if she thinks some of the girls are not ready for the stage. And Tanisha saying yes. So what ends up happening after they've done the choreography several times, Isabel and Moesha get sent off based off of the way Tanisha feels as it relates to them not being ready for the stage. And although it was really sad and it sucked, Lizzo says Tanisha Scott is her creative director when it comes to stages and the tour. So ultimately, she trusts her people. So, she didn't have any objections when Tanisha Scott, you know, said that they had to go. And I just want to say this. I have so much respect for Moesha. She encouraged the girls before she left. It's like she's so genuine. And although she was being sent home, she didn't rain on them other girls' parade. She said, "Y'all better kill it. Y'all all better go on tour. Y'all all better go to Bonnaroo and perform and do what you have to do." And I don't know how many genuine people there are in the world like that. On this episode though, what they did do was work on strength training with the strength trainer, Ajazi. They did rehearsals with the choreography, and they did rehearsals with the big girls. And during the rehearsals, it was not going well in the very beginning. It was not going well. Um, the girls were not meshing with the big girls as far as keeping up choreography wise. Um, everything that could go wrong went wrong in rehearsals. It was so bad that Tanisha was really willing to send people home. But at the very end, Lizzo made up her mind that Ashley would be going on tour, Ariana would be going on tour, Kiera would be going to the Bonnaroo stage, Asia would be going to the Bonnaroo stage, Sydney would be going to the Bonnaroo stage, Charity and Jayla both going to the Bonnaroo stage. And the episode closes with Jayla telling her mom she's going to Bonnaroo and her mom telling her about Hurricane Ida. Y'all, it's not funny, but the way that the episode ended with Jayla mama telling her about Hurricane Ida, it had me chuckling a little bit. And not because it was funny, but because of Jayla's reaction to it. I was like, God dang, you get all the way to Bonnaroo and you can't even do it because of the hurricane. Or maybe can't do it because of the hurricane. So that is the end of episode 7. It was, excuse me, y'all. It rather wasn't really much in episode 7 besides the girls rehearsing with the big girls. and Lizzo deciding who was going on tour and who was going to Bonnaroo. So I don't see myself doing episode 8 tonight. I will do episode 8 tomorrow. And then hopefully I can start doing reviews on the Netflix series Life After Death with Tyler Henry. Bye guys.